Hey guys, it's Jenny, and this is our Kundalini Yoga class, and it's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to all of you dads and fathers and anybody who acts as the predominant parent in your home. I know some of us have the job of tackling all of it. So happy Father's Day to everybody. And today we are going to be actually working on a couple things. We're going to be doing Kundalini Yoga for the frontal lobe of the brain, not the frontal lobe. And we're going to be doing the heartbeat meditation, let's see what it's called, heartbeat meditation and the triple lock. And both of these exercises predominantly work on the frontal lobe of the brain. So the first one is going to be fewer exercises with longer times, and the second one is going to be our meditation, and it's also for the frontal lobe of the brain. It's going to give knowledge of the past, present, and future, directly activates the brain to integrate new areas of the brain and balances the nervous system. If your spine is straight as you master this meditation, your entire destiny and self-concept will change and expand. Frontal lobe of the brain is predominantly responsible for creating new perceptions, new ways of understanding the world, experiencing it. And that is an important part of our mind to have open and always ready to experience something new or be willing to see life from a different place. And sometimes, we get so stuck in the past, we get so stuck in our social programs and all of the ways, the dogmas and the things that society has imposed upon us, all the stuff that came onto us as we came into this world, we grew, we accumulate these limitations from society and from outside of ourselves. And today that's what we're going to be doing, is kind of like opening up new space in that prefrontal cortex, stimulating that front part of the brain so that we can experience a perception from a new place and potentially even, change that self-concept and allow it to expand. And something I discussed in another class recently was how, when we came into this world, when we came into this existence, we didn't come with all of these limitations and programs and things. We accumulate those things. And so, I think we can all look back on different photos of ourselves as a child. There's one photo I can specifically think of when I was a kid, before I really learned to live life in fear, before I really learned to attach my past experiences to my current experiences, and accumulated all of these limitations and problems with my self-confidence and seeing myself for who and what I really am. All of those things, were things that I learned throughout my experience. And I can look at that picture of myself when I was a kid, and I can remember that time before I was tainted with all of this other stuff that limits me. And so today, I want us to kind of be thinking about that version of who and what we are and bringing that aspect of our being forth. A lot of time when we talk about our inner child, people attach the trauma and the pain of those kinds of things, the wounded inner child a lot of time. I don't want us focusing on our wounded inner child today. I want us focusing on that inner child that was the full expression of who and what we are. All we wanted to do was to, show who and what we are through the creation of what we did, even if it was doing cartwheels in the front yard or making a new painting or whatever. It's all just an opportunity to impress upon the world the true nature of our being. I want us to come back to that aspect of our authenticity today. And that's probably one of the most authentic parts of who and what we are. And that part of us is still there. Just because we grew up doesn't mean that inner child, that untainted inner child, isn't still within our being. It is. And when we think about our manifestation and our co-creation, a lot of times we manifest and co-create imperfectly because we're manifesting and co-creating with all of these tainted mindsets and these limitations driving them. And then we co-create and we manifest imperfectly. And then we're not happy and we're frustrated and we don't understand why things aren't changing. One of the reasons things aren't changing is because we're not changing our perceptions. We're not opening up new space in our mind to perceive and experience life in a different way. We're still attaching the same old stories. We're still using the same limitations. We're still looking at ourselves from these limited spaces. I'm getting old. I'm getting old, I'm older, I can't do the things I used to do, or my mind doesn't work as sharp as it used to. We tell all of these stories because it's what society says is supposed to happen as you age, or supposed to happen when you enter into specific parts of your life. And this is bullshit. This is all bullshit. This is stuff that we are creating. We're creating imperfectly the reality because we're not sourcing that inner part of our being, that untainted part of our being, that part of our being that knew it was 100% pure source energy, that knew that it was this unique expression, this manifestation of divinity, manifesting in human form, and everything was just the opportunity to show the truth of our being and express that authenticity through our creation. So today what I want us to do is to just be thinking about that during our practice and opening ourselves back up to that inner child, that pure untainted inner child, that expression of divinity, just probably one of the closer times we've ever been to that pure expression of being, and draw it forward, draw that part of our being forward and allow ourselves to express from that space, and really embracing that part of our being, that doesn't have to age the way that society says we have to age, that doesn't have to lose our mental sharpness, that doesn't have to, show all of these signs of age on our skin and hunch over and lose our mobility and all of these things. We want to co-create from a new space, from that space that recognizes, accepts fully and completely our divinity, that God energy that we are first and foremost. So today we're going to be coming into that first, that Kriya, and that Kriya. Some of these Kundalini exercises, if we don't do them in a way that is responsible and careful on our being, then we could risk injury. So with this one, we're doing a lot of stuff with our head and neck, and I do want you to be really safe and careful as you're engaging in these exercises so that you can ensure to take care of yourself to the best of your ability. So be sure to modify however you need to modify, and do whatever it is that you need to do to take best care of yourself. I'm not there with you guys, and I can't see. So I need you to be your own eyes and ears and listen to what feels good and safe to you. So if you have any compromised neck injuries, if you've had any kind of surgery on your neck, if you have any of those kinds of things, we're never pressing into pain, tingling, or numbness. And always be aware of what you need to do. If you cannot do these exercises because you have had a compromised neck or upper body, then please visualize. That visualization is just as powerful. So, you can sit in your easy pose and visualize yourself engaging in these postures just as well as you can when you're doing them physically. So let's go ahead and get started. We're grounding into that easy seated posture and dropping the shoulders back and down. Feel the collarbones lifting up towards the chin. Take that chin ever so slightly back and down. Lifting through the crown of the head. Feeling that beautiful length in the spine. The body naturally wants to respond to this posture and draw you into your greatest availability for new life, new prana, new air, creating more lung capacity, and creating that beautiful energetic channel so that that energy can rise from the tip of the tailbone up the crown of the head. Deepen the breath by allowing that belly to inflate on the inhalation and fully rise away from the body. And then exhaling and drawing the navel towards the spine, fully expressing all of that stagnant air that could be residing in the lower lobes of the lungs. Stop allowing society to taint your exercises, to taint your practice. It's okay to release the belly, to fully expand through that space. That's how we draw so much more of that new prana, that new life energy into our being. Grounding into this easy seated posture, feel your energy begin to relax. Coming back to your natural state of being. Already feeling that inner child rising up, the purest expression of your being, that untainted expression of you and your authenticity. This isn't that inner child that needs a hug. This is that inner child that is brave. It is the first one to jump in and do the thing, that was always willing to try something new. The one that's grabbing you in your adulthood and your limited perception by the hand and pulling you into those new experiences, into the new perceptions, the new open spaces, with excitement, with joy, seeking the thrill of adventure. We're going to begin to tune in by rubbing the palms of the hands together in front of that heart space, really briskly, creating that heat in between those palms. Tuck your thumbs into your breastbones. You can feel the energy still humming between those hands, supercharged, ready to go. We're going to tune into those higher aspects of our own being using that mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Exhale fully and completely. Inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply, suspending the breath, applying your block if it's your practice. You're not having any issues with hypertension, glaucoma, you're not on your moon cycle pregnant. Exhale, release the hands. If you want to continue tuning in with Ad Guru Name, Jagad Guru Name, Sat Guru Name, Siddhi Guru Deva Name, creating that safe space on your mat, feel free to do so. You can chant that mantra 3 times to yourself. Then whenever you're ready, gently opening up those eyes so that we can begin our first exercise of that Kundalini Yoga for the frontal lobe of the brain. So some of these are really interesting, and they're not exercises that I had seen before. And they're going to feel a little funny when you first start doing them, but just continue on and allow your body to kind of sink into the energetic tone of it and catch on to it. And things will kind of catch up as you move through it. So this first one is really interesting, and we're going to be sitting in an easy pose. And your hands are just going to be gently relaxed on the knees. Shoulders are dropped back and down along the central line of the body. The chest is out. And then maintaining this posture, you're going to begin vibrating the front of the face using a very rapid, short, up and down vibrating motion. And really, we're not trying to move our whole face. That would be kind of weird. It's really just trying to move the forehead specifically. And so the breath is going to adjust itself, and you're going to continue here. We're going to be here for 8 minutes, so it's quite some time. So for me, when I practice this, it doesn't give you a guidance as to what to do with your eyes. If you're going to close your eyes, draw your attention back inside towards the third eye point, or keep them open. What I found for me during this particular exercise, it was easier for me to achieve it if I found like almost a drusty gaze, that one point of still focus on perhaps like the wall or the floor in front of me. And then I moved the forehead rapidly up and down, and it's going to look almost like a twitch in the forehead, right? So let's go ahead and get started. Dropping your shoulders back and down. Like I said, it's going to take a moment, so go ahead and give yourself some time to ease into it. And then allow the breath to naturally do what it needs to do. So if you want to use your drusty gaze, or if you want to close your eyes, figure out which modality works best for you, which methodology, and go ahead and move forward with that. But you can play with both. This might look like just the lightest twitching movement in the forehead. It's not going to be this big, massive movement. This exercise is called Mustac Stubahi, and it works on the change and replacement of gray matter in the brain, which is actually really beneficial. You hear a lot of people with dementia and Alzheimer's and things like that, and it affects the gray matter of your brain. So this is stimulating that area, changing and replacing that gray matter. You can visualize that inner child here. You're already 2 minutes in. You're a quarter of the way through. This is one of those that even though we're just moving the forehead a little bit, can bring forward some of those emotions of frustration, the irritation, the desire to leave the exercise. And this is where we want to really push through, as long as we're not injuring ourselves in any way or compromising our physical being. It's good to push through so we can push through all of those energies of irritation and frustration and release anything that needs to be released at this time. And calling forth that inner child, connecting to that child that has that desire to experience the new, wants to bring forth the new perceptions, that beautiful, untainted expression of your being, that really authentic, vibrant, full of life, ready for the next adventure, part of who and what you are. More than halfway through. Make sure you're breathing, and that breathing is regulating itself. 2 more minutes. Thirty more seconds. If you've taken a break, this is the time to come back in and finish strong. Relax the face and inhale deeply. Apply your root lock. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Release the lock. Keep those eyes closed, the awareness drawn inside and up towards the third eye point. And just breathe into the body for a moment. Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to come into our next exercise, which is actually called the Infinity Crea. And this is one of those that you want to be really, really careful with your neck. So if you're compromised in any way, again, visualization is the way to go for this one. But if you can comfortably practice this, then we're going to inhale deeply. Exhale, releasing the chin to the chest. And we're going to take a circular motion in a figure eight style. So you're going to drop the chin, drop your right ear, or your right ear to your right shoulder. Take the crown of the head to the back. Take it forward, chin to the chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Take it around back. So you're creating that figure eight movement with the head. And you're going to be here for 3 minutes. You really want to try to have equal timing on one side as to the other. So performed steadily with equal timing for each revolution of the head. This Infinity Crea is powerful, and it must be done carefully and consciously. The effect is to balance the central ear, which affects clear and conscious thought. Matching your breath with your movement, you can inhale on the front sides and exhale on the back sides as you drop your crown of your head back. Inhale when the chin comes to the chest. This doesn't have to be a big rotation. It can be very gentle and keep it relatively small movement. You're already more than halfway through. Thirty more seconds. Finish up this next cycle and then take your gaze back towards its neutral position, gently resting those hands on the knees, continuing to relax in this easy seated posture for 20 more seconds. Inhale completely. Apply your root lock, suspending the breath. Exhale, release the lock. Keeping those eyes closed for just a moment, feeling into the energetic state of your own being. Open up those eyes whenever you're ready so that we can come into our next exercise. This next exercise, we're going to be in easy pose for the remainder of this particular Kriya. We only have one more after this one. We're staying in our easy pose. We're going to bring those arms out. Thumbs are going to be on the outside, hands are in a fist. Inhale up, exhale down. You're going to draw those fists, drop them all the way down towards the shoulders. Exhale, release them back down so that the fists are in alignment with the shoulders. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Close your eyes, draw your awareness in and up towards your third eye center. Matching your breath with your movement, you're going to be here for 9 minutes. So move at a pace that you can comfortably continue to move the body and experience the fullness of this exercise. Powerful movement, powerful breath. Much personality can be altered by the unconscious and conscious emotions, which will not always give you the full picture of a person. Transcend the emotional patterns and programs in a person, and you will get the real person. Many of the emotional patterns that we react from out of conditioning from our parents and ancestors. We store, process, cope with, and react from emotions as our parents did. We also further process emotions as a result of our experiences. This doesn't mean that our reactions are right or wrong, but they should be examined to get our true selves. This particular Kriya is helpful in loosening the cemented emotional connections in the body to have better access to the roots of the being. Three minutes in. Halfway through. 2 more minutes. Thirty more seconds. Inhale, keep those arms up, drop those hands down towards the shoulders. Suspend the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale, release those arms down, hands fall to the knees, release your lock. Loosen up those shoulders, rotating them forwards and backwards if you need to here. Releasing any tension from that exercise. Relax into your easy seated posture, keeping those eyes closed. Breathe into the body and feeling into your energetic state. Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. This is another one of those exercises where you want to be really careful on your neck if you have any kind of compromised issues at all. But we're going to inhale and lengthen our arms up at a 45-degree angle. Palms of the hands are going to be face down, so they're not directly in front of us. We're going to come up at a 45-degree angle. And then you're really gently and quickly going to shake your head from side to side. You're only going to be here for 1 minute. It's a very quick and short motion. Your time has already begun. Very quick, very short. Shaking the skull, continuous motion for 1 minute. If you feel any kind of discomfort, stop and visualize. More than halfway done. Inhale to center. Suspend the breath, apply your root lock. Exhale, releasing the hands to the knees, release the lock. Relax in this easy seated posture for a moment. Gently opening up those eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to move into our heartbeat meditation in the triple lock. And this one's really interesting. It's not the traditional triple lock that you think of. We're going to be using our Gyan Mudra, which is pointer finger and thumb to touch. And then the rest of the fingers fall down towards the earth. The arms are lengthened and the wrists are draped over the knees. You're going to put enough pressure on the points of those fingers until you can feel the heartbeat in the fingertip. The second lock is going to be that you're going to draw your jaw slightly forward so that the top and the bottom teeth connect. You don't want to clench the teeth and injure your teeth or anything of that nature. Just allow the teeth to gently touch. That is lock number 2. And your third lock is going to be, I had it in my head, now I've forgotten. The third lock is the tongue turned backward as much as possible to touch the upper palate. So you're literally going to flip your tongue over and reach the tip of your tongue towards the back of the roof of your throat, towards the back of the palate. So go ahead and draw yourself into that posture, putting pressure on the pointer finger and the thumb until you feel the heartbeat, drawing that jaw slightly forward so that the top and the bottom teeth connect, those front teeth. And then take the tongue, flip it over, reaching the tip of the tongue towards the back of the upper palate of the mouth. Closing the eyes, drawing the attention up towards the brow point center. Meditate at the constant rhythm of the heart, keeping the spine completely straight. You're going to be here for 11 minutes. You can actually work up towards 31 minutes for this particular meditation. Like we said before, this meditation is said to give you knowledge of the past, present, and future. Directly activates the brain to integrate new areas of the brain and balances the nervous system. If your spine is straight as you master this meditation, your entire destiny and self-concept will change and expand. Can you even draw forward that inner child, that excited, full of life inner child? Untainted, unlimited. Giving ourselves the ability to create the positive changes necessary to experience more of what we want. when we accept the truth of our being, the truth of who and what we are, the authentic expression, we manifest perfectly. We manifest with the knowledge, the understanding that we are divine, that we are God, source energy, manifest in human form, and that all of the beauty of that God energy, that source, that divine energy is within us. And that is who and what we are first and foremost, and that we manifest perfectly from within that space, and not the imperfect limitations of what we acquire throughout our life experiences. We want to shed all of those things and embrace only the purest aspects of our being, allowing those to be the fuel from which we create and experience our human existence. Already 5 minutes in. In 30 more minutes. Make sure that spine is nice and straight. You can still feel the pulse in your fingertips. 1 minute left. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath. Apply your root lock. Exhale and release all of your locks. Super slow with grace and ease. Draw yourself down onto your back for your final Shavasana corpse pose. Fully relaxing the length of the body into the earth, gently resting the arms at the side of the body. Allowing the feet to fall to the side. Every exhalation, feeling the body sinking deeper into the earth. And on every inhalation, feeling the earth rising up to support and sustain you. See the world through the eyes of your inner child. The eyes that sparkle in awe and amazement as they see love, magic, and mystery in the most ordinary things. Start coming back to the body by wiggling the fingers and toes. Following the breath, taking the bridge of the breath from the spirit back to the physical body, back to the physical realm, back to this time and space. Wrapping the hands around the wrists or the feet around the ankles. Taking those big stretches by reaching those arms overhead, pointing the toes in the opposite direction, or taking any gentle cat stretches that you might need. And then drawing the knees into the chest whenever you're ready and rocking and rolling up and down on that spine several times before you allow yourself to come upright into a comfortable seated position so that we can complete our practice today with 3 long Satnams. Satnam, I am truth. Truth is my name. Truth is my identity, not the truth of who you've been told you are. Stop looking to other people to tell you who and what you are. The truth of the fundamental aspects of your own being, that soul space, your own unique vibration. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Take those hands into heart center and inhale to begin. Satnam. 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 Namaste. I honor that unique divine light that resides within each and every one of you, that purest expression of your own being, that unique expression of God energy that will never be felt into this time and space ever again quite the same way it is right now in this moment. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Happy Father's Day to everybody once again, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Bye.